Hey Seekers, how are you today? Welcome in or welcome back. My name is Danae and I am a spiritual guide and mentor. I am here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time to guide you through your total life transformation so that you can be the hero in your own life story. You can fulfill your purpose and master your destiny. I did get a new microphone because I was tired of yelling. So, if you all can hear me, please say hello. Otherwise, I'm going to have to turn this whole thing off and start all over again. I really don't want to do that. I do have my fan going because I'm of a particular age, so you might hear that in the background. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Ione, Indigo Crystal Goddess, Jay, Kiki Whispers, Anitra. Am I saying that right? No. Anita, I think it's just Anita Ram Ratton. How are you? Jexy, Monica, Shay, Patrice, how are you? Chan, how are you? Rochelle, Michael, how are you guys? I am so grateful that you all are here with me today to join me in the discussion of self-mastery, the transformation within. Hey Gary, hey Jellybean, hey Audrey. This is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, if you know what we talk about, if you know how everything goes, welcome to you as well. Please, you guys, go ahead and give me some likes, follow and subscribe, and share with everyone that you know. Share this video with everyone that you know. It will really help my channel by getting ranked higher on the algorithm. So the more people that I reach, the more people that I can help, and life will be gravy. So if it's not because of this course, it's just because of, at this point in our lives, we have gathered, we understand that it's not the situations in our life that make us miserable, right? It is the way that we think about situations that determine how we feel. So the real question is, why are we assigning meaning to certain life events the way that we do? Does anybody know? Why do we assign meaning to life events? All right, I'll tell you. Okay? I'm not going to have you pull my arm any longer. It is, well, sorry. The short answer, right, is that all of our pain and suffering is caused by 3 irrational beliefs. Oh, thank you. Littlest Low, you said that I love your glasses. Thank you very much. If you go to my profile, there is a link. I'm affiliated with the Zenni brand, and you can get your glasses. They have multiple colors, and they get everything shipped out to you like within 2 weeks, I believe. So thank you very much. Hey, how are you guys doing? Karen, Mrs. Tisha, Salima Blue. Hey, beautiful. Ahis, his gamer. I don't know how to pronounce that. Versace Du Club, Chelsea. Hey, you guys, welcome in. So as I was saying, the short answer is that all of our pain and suffering is caused by 3 core irrational beliefs. And by identifying which of these core beliefs, these irrational beliefs, you tend to fall into the most, you can begin to become aware, right, of the situation in which you apply these bogus rules. Shout out to all the homies in Chi-Town. Bogus is now one of my most favorite words, okay? If you guys are willing, please give me some likes. I would definitely appreciate that. So, let's move forward. You will want to start looking at these beliefs in the stories that you tell yourself, others, right? And your life throughout this course as well. So noticing when you think this way during everyday life experiences. So belief number 1 is approval. Okay, this is where you think, I must be approved by others to be worthy. How many of you can relate to that? Let me know in the comment section. How many of you believe that you have to have approval in order to be worthy? Right? So you will have, if this is what you are, if this is what you have, this resonates with you, you will have a need for acceptance and belonging. You will fear judgment and rejection. Your demands will be something like, I expect to perform well and to win approval from all significant others at all times. And if not, I am a failure, I am unworthy, and I deserve to suffer. Okay? That is someone who has an irrational belief of approval. Okay? Now, the symptoms of having this belief are that you place unrealistic expectations on yourself, and that you are over concerned with what other people think, what they think about your achievement, right? And popularity determines your self-worth, and you are like super critical of yourself, and you lack self-acceptance. Hey, Mystic Meg. Hey. I think it's Amin Daye. I'm sorry if I totally screwed that up. Savannah. Deborah Barnett. Miss Sexy Lee. Jamisha Crowell. Hello, you guys. Sad Joy. How are you? How are you? Now, the emotional consequences of having the irrational belief of approval, I forgot the word, is depression. You may feel like you're not good enough and unable to express or embrace your true self. You may have anxiety and worry about what other people think about you, and you may worry about being judged all the time. You may have low self-confidence, and when you feel bad about you may feel bad about yourself, and you may believe that others' disapproval means that you are a bad person and that you cannot be yourself. And you may show signs of risk avoidance, which basically means that you try to avoid compromising events as a way to eliminate like the ability or the liability of exposure. So you basically have a fear of being judged for failing or being different, okay? And you won't do anything that will make you think that other people will believe that of you. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, you guys, please let me know in the comments and I'll go back through it, okay? Now, another emotional consequence is shyness for fear of being embarrassed, procrastination for fear of failure, judgment, and risk. You may fear rejection or criticism. And you may also be a workaholic, right? In order to gain approval. You think, oh, if I stay late, if I work all the time, my boss is really going to think that I'm a great worker and they're going to want me to stay around, right? So, how do you replace this irrational belief with a rational belief? You can change the way you think by understanding, and I want y'all to write this down. If you have a piece of paper or whatever, write this down. I have value as a human being simply by being my authentic self, and I deserve love only from those who appreciate me and recognize the good in me. Okay, I'm going to repeat that because it's super important. I have value as a human being simply by being my authentic self, and I desire love only from those who appreciate me and recognize the good in me. I don't know who needed to hear that. But just in case, I'm going to say it one more time. I have value as a human being simply by being my authentic self. And I desire love only from those who appreciate and recognize the good in me. Okay? That's it. Now, let's move on. Because remember I said there's three. There's three core irrational beliefs that we have that makes us like, all of us at some point are like weirdos, but whatever. No, I don't. I don't mean that, but sometimes you just have to laugh at yourself, right? Sometimes you have to laugh at yourself because human beings, and I was talking to one of my girlfriends about this yesterday, human beings, we make things so difficult for no reason. Sometimes we create our own suffering purely based on the way that we think, the way that we perceive things. All right. And so I'm here solely for the purpose to help others understand that not only do they have value because they are who they are, but if they also do not even like who they are, they have the opportunity and the ability to change or transform who they are and become who they truly want to be. Again, we are only here for three things. We are here to be the hero in our own life journey, to fulfill our purpose, and to master our destiny. All right? So, belief number 2 is judgment. All right? This is where other people must do the right thing and meet my expectations in order to be worthy. How many of you have that irrational belief where you think that everybody else has to do the right thing, everybody else has to do their best, everybody else has to meet your expectations in order for them to have a viable life in this world, right? So you have this need of importance or superiority, kind of like a narcissist, right? And you may have a fear of unfairness and disappointment. Okay? The demands of having this irrational belief are you expect all significant others to treat you kindly and fairly at all times. Like in your head, you think that you are doing the same thing to other people, but really you're not. You just expect it of other folks. You also expect for everyone to act appropriately. And if they don't, then they are unworthy, like rotten, horrible people who deserve to be punished. I know, weird, right? But there's folks out here who truly believe that. Like, they truly do. Again, you guys, these classes are 100% free. So if you guys could just give me some likes, share, tap that share. Share. I would appreciate it. A symptom of this belief is unrealistic expectations on others, including expecting them to be invaluable and perfect at all time. Assuming you are like the authority on what is wrong or right is also a symptom of this belief. And you may also assume that you have the authority of others, right? Even people that you don't know. You know what I mean? It's like those people, like you're literally just doing your own thing, and from out of the blue, they'll just come up to you and be like, oh, you can't do that because, you're like, there's no law, there's no ordinance, there is nothing saying that I legally cannot do XYZ, but because you don't like that what I'm doing, you think that you have authority over me. It's like those people, I don't know if you guys have seen this TikTok account, I can't remember this man's name, but he lives in a gated community or some type of HOA type of community, and there's a lake in the middle of the community and where the residents can go fishing, and like people, right, will come up to him and question him about if he lives in the neighborhood just based off of the color of his skin. And he's always like, why would you think that I would just come here in this gated community and just start fishing? Like, how would I even get through the gate? Like, common sense would tell you that I live here. If you see me every day fishing, why would you think that I don't live here? And if you thought that I was trespassing, why not call the police? But that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But I'm just trying to give you an example of someone who believes that they have authority over others, right? You can even look at it like people who go up to other people because they are of a different race or ethnicity, and they're at their apartment complex in the pool. And they're like, do you live here? How did I get into the gate if I didn't have the key fob to get in? Or they'll ask, well, what apartment are you in? Let me see your ID. Like, no, you are not One Time. I do not have to give you my ID. Like, even with One Time, y'all, and this is on side note, if they ask you for your ID, you don't have to give them your ID to validate who you are. But I digress. You may also believe that everyone else is responsible for catering to your needs. This one piece right there reminds me of Cody Brown from Sister Wives, and how right now, like 2 episodes ago, him and Janelle got into it. I mean, they've been getting into it for like the past 3 seasons almost, about her boys, and this whole COVID thing, and it's ridiculous. Do you guys watch it? Anyways, Cody Brown reminds me of this person who believes that everyone should just do what he wants, and he is not culpable and doesn't take responsibility for his actions, very, very rarely, right? Now, the emotional consequences of having the belief of judgment is anger, rage, or fury when others intentionally or unintentionally treat you poorly or unfairly, or if they just don't meet your expectations. You may be impatient with others who make mistakes, or aren't perfect. That kind of sounds like a really what's the word I'm looking for? Like whoever is living with you is literally always walking on eggshells. Must be a very emotionally painful experience for those who are living with people who have this type of irrational belief. You can show that you are bitter against others for not meeting your needs. You can hold resentment towards others for being imperfect, and especially for treating you unfairly or not meeting your needs. Sidebar, right? If you are someone who's going through or feeling like you're holding some type of resentment towards other people or against other people, you may want to go to my page and watch the videos that I've uploaded regarding how to know if you're experiencing resentment and how to let go of resentment and find peace. You can check those out, but you can do that now, but I would prefer if you waited until the end of this live. All right. Now, the behavioral consequences of the belief of judgment are aggression and violence as a way of punishing others for being inappropriate or not meeting your expectations. You may also have some bigotry and intolerance of anyone who does not meet your definition of right and wrong. You may also be a bully. You'll be bullying others to enforce your belief on the ways others should behave and or be. And lastly, you will nag others to elicit the right action that you expect and require. And so, excuse me, let me drink some water. And so a way that you can replace this irrational belief with a rational one is to, and I want you guys to also write this down, okay? Understand that, and I quote, all people, including myself, are imperfect, have value to offer, and have a unique perspective of the world. Okay? Let me repeat that for you. All people, including myself, are imperfect, yet they have value to offer and have a unique perspective on the world. Do you agree that all people are imperfect, but yet have value to offer and have a unique perspective on the world? If that resonates with you, let me get some likes. Okay? Go ahead and follow. Go ahead and share this video. And lastly, belief number 3, the third irrational core belief is comfort. This is where you think that life must be easy without discomfort or inconvenience. Now, in a perfect world, right? That would be great. But in this world, here on Earth, this Earth school, as they call it, we don't necessarily get that luxury. Like, we have it's my belief that we have to go through some type of discomfort because it's a part of us learning the lesson. Whatever lesson that may be, we're here to learn lessons. We're here to grow. We're here to heal. We're here to make the earth a better place. And in doing so, we may have some discomforts in life, right? But it's all about your perspective, right? And how you may go through some form of discomfort, but how you view it, how you react to it is going to determine the outcome, right? There's always several paths that you can go down in any situation, depending on how you think, depending on where you are in your life, depending on where you're at with your emotional intelligence, depending on where you are with your mental health, depending on just where you are even financially, or all of those different things will determine the paths that you take, right? So a person who has the irrational belief of comfort, meaning that your whole life should be comfortable and you should never have to go through any inconvenience, this person is going to need certainty, comfort, and justice. Okay? Thank you, Positive to Prosperity. I appreciate your follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Things that you'll fear. You're going to fear adversity. You may fear, or you might just have a fear of people just being like against you, right? People just not necessarily, I want to say, like, not liking you just for being who you are. Okay? Now, your demands as a person who just wants an easy breezy life, right, with no discomfort, will be to expect all external conditions to be pleasant and favorable at all times, and when they're not, it is awful and unbearable. The symptoms of this belief are having like unrealistic expectations about life being perfect. You're like, you know, like you're like delusional. You're delulu all day, every day. You might even have, like, from a psychological perspective, and I worked in mental health as a case manager, as a aide, as a social worker, all those things. God, I worked in that field for like 15, 17 years, right? So you might even have like some like grandiosity about yourself, where you just think that you're perfect, everything's perfect, like everything is just great, you know, like, anyway. You may believe that living is trouble-free, and that, excuse me, you may believe that living a life that is trouble-free is your birthright. You may also have a lack of belief in your ability to cope with adversity. And you may completely reject all of life's problems and deem them as unacceptable. Excuse me. Sorry about that. The emotional consequences would be low tolerance for frustration. You'll have an attitude like poor me and a lot of self-pity, and you might always find yourself like being in victim mode, constant victim mode. You may have depression or feel hopeless. You might have a lot of discomfort and anxiety, and at the same time, you'll have all these things, but you'll be thinking like life is supposed to be perfect. The behaviors of these consequences are procrastination. You'll also have shirking, which is basically avoiding or neglecting your duties and responsibilities. Shirking, S-H-I-R-K-I-N-G. You may also fall into an addiction, such as, you know, drugs and alcohol abuse, or an overindulgence in feel-good behavior. It's like you might be someone who overeats, or you might be like that super consumer where you do a lot of shopping, a lot of buying, like buying frivolous things, you know what I mean? So, how do you replace this with a rational belief? You can take into consideration that it is perfectly natural for life's conditions to not be ideal or perfect, and it's okay if situations do not exist the way that I prefer, because I am capable of finding solutions to problems and making changes that bring happiness and opportunity, regardless of the situation that happened around me. Again, I'm going to repeat that. It is perfectly natural for life conditions to not be ideal or perfect. And it's okay if situations do not exist the way that I would prefer, because I am capable of finding solutions to problems and making changes that bring happiness and opportunity, regardless of the situation that happened around me. Now, if you're watching this replay, you can go ahead and like rewind and pause. And if you're taking notes, write those things down, okay? So in the comments, you guys, let me know, how are you feeling about this information? Does it resonate with you? Do you find it helpful? Do you have any questions? Again, if you're looking for a one-on-one session with me, you can go to my profile and schedule your appointment with me. I just moved my screen from my notes. All right, there we go. So now let's talk about how to stop approval-seeking behavior and learning to say no. All right. So with the core belief of approval, it will lead us to judge ourselves and try too hard to gain approval of others. The approval-seeking behavior could be so common that we don't even notice that we're doing it. And for many people, the approval-seeking behavior starts with their parents, because their parents may have been controlling or critical. Okay? Or like they may have been those kind of parents where they only gave you attention when you were being a good girl or a good little boy. Right? When you were doing something that they didn't like, you know, they may have neglected you, they may have criticized you, they may have made you feel like really, really bad for making a mistake, you know, not taking into consideration that like you're a child and you haven't gone through many life experiences to know what is like the best thing to do in certain situations. Like you're just figuring it out. Okay. So there are a number of common approval-seeking behaviors that include changing your opinion at the first sight of disapproval. How many of you are like that? That you'll be like, oh, well, I like X. And then someone's like, ew, you like X? And you're like, well, you know, I like G too. You know what I mean? It's like that. You may feel anxious when someone disagrees with you, being unable to say no, and still doing things for people and then resenting them for it. You may be susceptible to salespeople intending to buy things that you don't want. And then you may also show like the whole thing where you apologize all the time. Or if someone's like, why did you do that? Oh, I'm sorry. And they're like, no, I just want to know why you did something. I'm sorry. You don't have to always apologize for things. Most of the time people aren't expecting it. That's just from my experience. You don't always have to apologize for everything. Everything is not your fault. You may also fake knowledge about a topic in order to impress others, meaning that you'll pretend like you know what other people are talking about just so that you can impress them. Like you have no idea what's going on in the conversation, but you're like, oh yeah, I used to, or I know about. You have no idea. Let me know in the comments, y'all, if you can relate to any of these things, because you are not alone. You're 100% not alone. I promise you, there's someone else in this world who has these tendencies or has these core beliefs. I mean, at somewhere inside all of us, we all have those beliefs, or we had them, right? We all want approval. We all want to belong. I don't want you guys to feel like you're like on this journey on your own. Some of these things like really resonate with me as well. Now, the thing is that the problem comes in when we just don't want people to like us. Like, we demand it and we need it and we crave it, right? And it's something that we look for all of the time. That's when it becomes a problem. When you just can't stand 10 toes down in who you are. You need, Ray Ray and them to be like, oh yeah, man, you're good. Like, we approve, right? You need, Mama Joy, and you need whoever, to be like, I approve this message. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for the rose, Blossoming Alchemy. I appreciate you, girl. Thank you. So, in my opinion, the best way to increase your approval-seeking behavior is to practice getting other people out of your head. And what does this mean? This means that you should start paying attention to the thoughts that are going on in your head, especially the ones that are telling you that you should do something or you should not do something. All right, we're going to focus on the word should. Should I or should I not? Okay. And in some cases, you may find that you may generally that it's generally something that you agree you should, right? Like, all the way 100%, this thought that you're having, you should do it. It's yours. You own it. It's for you, right? Thank you guys so much for the likes. I appreciate you so much. And thank you so much for the roses, Blossoming Alchemy. Like, it really, really means a lot to me. Okay? And then in some cases, it's a must for yourself, and you should do it, right? But in most cases, you recognize that you don't really believe you should do it. And that you're only trying to make yourself do it because there's someone else's voice in your head telling you that you should do it. And it may not even be like a specific person, but you know that the voice that you're hearing, the thing that's like edging you to do stuff, is not you. It is something else, right? I'm going to digress a little bit. On a spiritual note, it could be, how you have like the devil and the angel, right? It could be that. It could be your limiting beliefs, right? On a physical perspective, and I just learned about this, right? Learning about different parasites and things like that, which I'm about to do a cleanse myself, but how there are parasites that can cause you to, I guess, think differently, or even in a sense like crave things, right? I guess, like, let's say, for example, if you had like a tapeworm, that tapeworm has the ability to make you crave like sweet things and sugars and carbs and all of that. All right. There could be a lot of different, what I'm trying to get at is that there can be different things going on within you, spiritually and physically, even like trauma wise, that may have you thinking and perceiving things the way that you do. It's up to you to heal that. You have to determine if what you're doing is based off of emotional trauma. If it is, heal it, right? Do some inner child work, right? Do some reparenting work. I'm actually working on a course on reparenting your inner child. And I'll let you guys know when that's ready to like premiere. If it's spiritual, you need to, the easiest way or the first thing that I would recommend is that you gain a relationship with your higher self, that you start grounding yourself to nature. Okay. I'm not telling you to deconstruct from any type of specific religion. I'm not, because I understand that everyone is on their own journey. However, I do recommend that you look at things from a different perspective to see if what you're doing or what you believe is truly your belief, and not just because it was programmed into you. Okay? If it's physical, my ears are ringing. My ears started ringing, and then the pressure in the room changed. And just FYI, I have been to the doctor. I do not have tinnitus. Usually when that happens, that means that there is spiritual communication or downloads that are coming. So let's see what happens as I move on. Okay. Physically, things could be happening to you that you need to heal from. You might need to do a cleanse. You might need to do a detox. Sometimes you just need to just go to your doctor, whether if it is a traditional doctor who provides medication or if it's a holistic doctor, right? As we grow, as our bodies change, our needs are going to change as well. And so making sure that you are taking the right vitamins and minerals to supplement because you may not be eating properly are things that you definitely should consider. I highly recommend, even if you just go get some blood work, right? Find out about your cholesterol levels. Find out about, if you have enough iron, like, y'all, real talk, especially for many women, it's about to get cold outside. Go get your iron levels checked. If you already know that you have anemia, go take your iron pills. Take your CMOS. Do all of that. I am affiliated with a brand called Upful Blends. You can find their information, my affiliate link in my profile. Y'all, they have so many herbs that can help you with your needs, right? If you have a hormonal imbalance, they have something for you, right? If you need to do a detox, they have something for you. If you are currently pregnant, or if you just had a baby, they have something for you to help you, right, stay balanced, right? Especially, we're in Libra season, right? I think it started 3 days ago. This is the season of balance and harmony, right? Libra, if you guys don't know about the zodiacs, the Libra is the scales, right? So for more modern times, it's the sign is in Libra, right? They got that from, Ma'at, from our Kemetic ancient Egypt history. I digress. But all I'm trying to say to y'all is heal. It is time for you to become the hero in your journey, to take control of your destiny, to fulfill your life purpose. Heal yourself, heal your mind, heal your body, heal your emotional trauma. Okay? Heal. If you are grown. There should be no reason why you have not taken the steps to heal that little child inside of you that was hurt. Whatever happened, you can heal from that. It may take time. You may have to put in the work. You may need to take a class. You might have to get a mentor. You might have to get a coach. You might have to get a therapist or psychologist. You might have to get somebody to help you. Shoot, you just gotta ask. There's no reason. There is no reason to continue to suffer. And if you don't have the money, if you don't have the support system, create your own support system. Find your own tribe. Okay? There's a TikTok creator here. I believe her name is Omarosa's Botanica. She just started a Facebook group for support for people who are going through a spiritual journey. If you guys go to my profile, I follow her and I joined the group, right? I think what she's offering is amazing, and just to meet new people who are going through the same experiences that you are going through is amazing. Do that. Go to her TikTok page, okay? I believe that her and her wife run it together. All right, but I'm really looking forward to whatever it is that they're going to be offering and sharing. So I wanted to share that resource with you as well. Okay. Also, if you, like I was saying, if you can't get a coach, if you can't get a mentor, which by the way, you can get whatever you want to get. Money is an energy. Align yourself with that energy of money. We all talk about affirmations and manifestation and our raising our frequency and all of that. You can get what you want, right? Put yourself in alignment to get what you want. That's what I'm hearing. Put yourself in alignment with what you want, because what you seek is also seeking you. Excuse me. If you guys are interested in one-on-one mentoring, if you're interested in psychic mediumship readings or tarot readings, I am now offering that. You'll need to go to my profile and click on the link. But it is time for you to heal. It's time for you. We are in a season of harmony and balance. It is time for you to take the initiative and figure out what you need to do for you. Figure out what you need to heal yourself. Set your boundaries. Move away from those people who are no longer serving your higher good. People, places, and things that are no longer in alignment with who you are or who you are becoming. It is okay to leave them behind. Everyone cannot go with you to the next chapter of your life. That's real talk. Everybody doesn't need to be allowed in your vault. By your vault, I mean your headspace, in your heart. Everybody doesn't belong there. You have the right to cut them off. You have the right to end relationships. You have the right to end, and not just romantic relationships either, y'all. If within the last 3 months you have been thinking about entrepreneurship, or getting a new job, or like that quiet quitting everybody is talking about, now would be a good time to start that process. Okay? If you've been looking to get a promotion, now is the time to start that process, right? I'm just grounding myself right now. I'm feeling a little wavy. There is no time like right now to take the steps to start reaching your goals and your desires. There's no time like now to start visualizing the life that you want. There's no time like right now for you to want to gain the approval of yourself, right? Stop worrying about other people approving of what you're doing. And you need to approve what you're doing. You need to take that stand. 10 toes down. Do you like who you are? When you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror while you're brushing the teeth, are you in love with you? Do you even like yourself? Now is the time to now is the time to approve of you. I don't know any other way to say that. It's like, if they're not paying your bills, why do you care what they think about you? You know what I'm saying? They don't pay your bills. They don't buy your groceries. They're not making sure the heat is on in your house when it's cold. They don't care. Do you care about you? Do you approve of who you are? Are you happy with your life? Are you happy with your mentality? Are you happy with the way that you think? Are you happy with your spirituality and your religious beliefs? Are you happy? Only you can determine that. You have complete control over your life, regardless of what you've been taught, You have the control. You have the ability to make the change and to transform into who you want to be. You have that. You have the capability of that. It's all in your mind. It's all in how you perceive what's happening in your life. You feel me? It's not the experience that causes the suffering. It's how you think about the experience that causes the suffering. It's the label that you give the experience. It's the emotion that you put behind it. Has anybody ever done you so dirty that has anyone ever done you so dirty and you just felt this rage, this violence in them, in yourself? Why isn't this doing it? Excuse me, guys, I'm sorry. Okay. Have you ever been so hurt by someone that you just felt so much rage in yourself and you just well, why would they do me like that? I didn't do anything to them. I've always been nice to them. I've always been kind to them. Have you ever had that perspective on a situation? Now, what would have happened if you had flipped it and you had thought, they must really be miserable and hurting to cause so much emotional pain on someone who has been nothing but kind and loving to them. What they did, I did not deserve. I know that is not my fault, and they are going through something, and they need to heal from whatever they're going through. They need to take responsibility. They need to be accountable. I'm not going to hold on to that negative emotion and trauma and what have you, because I'm not the one that caused it. Whatever is going on in their heart, whatever is going on in their mind, it is their responsibility to deal with that. I'm going to let them have that. So what you're doing essentially is you're taking that negative energy and you're transmuting it into positivity for you, and you're sending it back. Okay? Y'all don't have to hold on to everything that is sent to you. Everything is not for you to hold on to and deal with. Some things you need to let return to sender. Real talk. Return to sender. I don't want it. I don't need it. It does not help me. It is not in alignment with my purpose. It is not going to help me. It is not going to serve me. Return to sender. I know I've got off track, but I told y'all, like, when my ears start to ring, I know a download is about to come, so I have to give a word. I no longer, in my big grown age of 42, I no longer hide what spirit has for someone else. I let my creator, I let my angels, and I let my guardian angels, and I let my archangels, and I allow my ancestors, my spirit team, I should just say, I allow them to speak through me. I allow that. Because in there could be a blessing that I want y'all to receive. So yeah. When you start having these thoughts that you should do something or you should not do something, go within and determine if the shoulds and the should nots are really of your own thinking and understanding. Okay? The whole purpose of that is to maintain integrity of yourself. Okay? Basically, to do what you want to do, because it's going to bring happiness into your life. It's going to fulfill your purpose, and it's going to allow you, again, to be the hero of your journey and to take control of your destiny. I do not know how many times I'm going to have to say that to y'all. It is your time. It is your time to be authentically who you are supposed to be. Whatever reasons that you were sent here, today is the time for you, right, to start moving into your life purpose. All right? So, if there's no questions, if spirit is done and no longer has any channeled messages for me, I think that's going to be it for today's lesson. Please remember to like this video, share it with your people. Go ahead and follow me. If you guys came back, just joined the live on the back end, please know that you can watch this whole session on my YouTube channel. It's called the Sacred Lotus Temple. you can go to my profile and you can get all of the information there. Also, again, I wanted to share that my calendar is now open if you are seeking spiritual mentorship or guidance. I'm also offering psychic mediumship readings and tarot readings, so you can schedule your appointment with me today. That information is in my profile. You can find all the details there. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at thegoddessrevival3333@gmail.com, or you can DM me right here on TikTok. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Now, I hope that a word was said to you today that may have touched your heart or moved you to start taking the necessary steps within this cycle of total transformation. And as always, I love you and have a great day.